generations to get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Tuesday. What's up, guys?
Yo, can we get the full intro again? What happened to the yo? I feel like the last few weeks it's been like cut off at the beginning and then we rushed the.
Yeah, we got to add our videos from our.
Well, we gotta, you know. So when season whatever comes out for 2022, yes, we will have a new intro. You heard that from me because we are taking.
Hold the man to it.
Yes, please hold me to it. Well, first of all,
play out the old one. I love the old one.
Yeah. But first of all, we want to welcome Miriam. Miriam is going to be guest hosting with us today.
What's up?
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I feel like you are the perfect guest for this show because you've been like deep diving so much.
True. So just to make sure, we're talking about Dune, right? No,
that's next week. Next week. Because I actually saw it today and it's fucking dope and it just got greenlit for season. Yes, part 2.
I didn't. No spoilers.
There's no spoilers. No spoilers.
No, not yet.
We're getting a part 2.
I gotta watch it.
You're lucky. Miriam said no, she didn't see it. We were gonna. Okay.
I didn't see it either.
We're getting a part 2. That's all that matters.
Yes. So let's get into some announcements so we can get into the show. But first of all, before we get into the announcements, we know that some people wanted to see the other nerds, the nerds mascots, aka Pepper and Willow. There they go, chilling.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Cheyenne?
The bestest of floofs.
Yes.
What's up, Cheyenne?
Those are the nerd mascots, Willow and Pepper, just chilling on a sunny day.
We
just
believe
hanging
that they
out.
are related somewhere down the lineage.
Yes, they both have the same color eyes. We really think they're related. We're gonna get what 21andMe or something like that.
I mean, you know what?
There is a dog something where you get to track,
we're. I mean, it tracks. You know, me and Seabass from our 23andMe and his ancestry, we feel like we had some conquistador brotherhood somewhere, You know, so it tracks that our dogs would also be related.
Listen, I found that I'm part Ethiopian, I'm part Irish, and part Spaniard. This was just for you.
Really dragging that I'm part Irish.
Oh.
So yes, those are the doggos. I rather see you asked, you got, we delivered. And that is an awesome pic by either my wife or Tony's wife. I don't know who took the picture, but they sent it to me. I was at work and I'm like, damn it, I missed the dog day.
Oh, that was Jackie, because it shit wasn't me. Pepper does not take pictures for me. As you can see in the picture, I sent the group chat.
That was a fun one, by the way. I loved it. But anyway, let's get into the announcements so we can get into today's topic, which is Squid Game. So the announcements, please follow us on YouTube, please follow us on Twitter, please follow us on Facebook, please follow us on any platform that we are on. Please give us a like, subscribe, hit the button. Just follow us all on our other platforms too. Sebastian Bonet, our Thousands by Law, Tony from across the hall, even though he doesn't post anything, but it's Tony from across the hall. Just follow it. Maybe he might post something. Maybe he might post a drink that he makes that he likes, send people and be like, I'm drinking this tonight. I'm like, damn it, I wish I could have that.
You can have a nerdy cigar and like barbecue TikTok.
Every Instagram idea or every Instagram thing, it's just too much goddamn work, man. I'd rather be on video and talk about it than just fucking doing a picture and framing it right. I'm just
if you guys want Tony to do an Instagram live, hit up Tony, be like #Instagram live. If we could get 200 people saying Tony Instagram live, then maybe we get the Instagram live.
That's too low. We'll get that tomorrow.
Listen, I don't know, man. Like I can't live up to what Stanley Tucci does when he goes on live and does his drink things, because those shits are amazing. I can watch that man talk about making drinks. It's great. It's great. So, I mean, we're going off topic, but you know.
Why are we all so awesome? Because you guys are awesome. That's why we're so awesome. Thank you, Shai, for that. Lots of love. Also, too, I got to do a guest appearance this past Sunday at Comics Cast with Comic Book School. Got to talk about the anthology that came out for Comic Book School. If you're tuning into Instagram Live right now, tune into YouTube. So I am filming on Instagram Live right now, trying to get people over here to YouTube. So come to the YouTube so you can see everybody. So please join. But yes. We did a great guest appearance on us, so I want to thank Comic Cast for that. Also, too, if you want to continue to hear me, yes, we all need a Malta. Yes, I have the Malta Man picture. Tony will tell you I am the Malta Man.
You are the Malta Man. You and your Hibaro ways.
There we go. Listen. All I need is a good Malta, and I can carry a dresser on my back into your house. There we go.
I mean, me too, but like you be doing it like at quantum speed.
The next thing too is make sure you guys are tuning into the D&D podcast called the Medusa's Cascade, where you get to hear me, Tony, and Law play characters. We get to role play these characters. Law plays Zex. Tony plays the Galahad, the knight with the big old sword. And I play Kyver, the most lovable character in the campaign. And that is about it. The faces says it all. The faces says it all.
Why is that?
You gotta stop, man.
What's
Stop
up, Rick?
Stop with the adjectives, man. They're not helping you.
Yeah. What's going on, Rick?
Yes, Pepper is adorable. I have one question. Yes, Rippo, you guys awesome in comments.
I've been doing that. I got you, fam. I got you. You don't gotta worry about none of that. I got you.
Well, got you guys. There we go. So we're gonna jump into today's episode topic. Is going to be Squid Game. But before we get into Squid Game, let's teach you all about a little bit about Miriam Yoo. We actually did a great creative series with Miriam. It's in the description. So after the episode, if you want to see the creative interview featuring Miriam, you can go right there, click the link in the description. But Miriam is also an awesome artist. So this is her Squid Game art that she's been doing.
I'm loving this so much.
I saw her art before I was watching Squid Game. I was like, all right, I gotta see what is going on, man. Like I see Squid Game everywhere, and then I'm seeing Muriel's clutch ass art all over my feed. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
so good.
Thank
there
you.
we go. We got this one right here. Let me put it side by side because I got the side by sides.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Eon with the best old man in the series.
Oh.
There we go. I love this. Again, your art style is just fantastic. As we talked in the creative series, again, guys, you definitely gotta follow Miriam Star You. It's in the description. So tell us what inspired you to do the art and start making these art pieces.
Can I just say it's wild because like the images that you're showing like of the actual like show make it seem because of the color scheme like so light and cheery, and we all know it's a very dark show.
Yeah.
But then your art makes it even more adorable. You're like, oh my gosh, like this looks so like, and you're just like, oh no, like The Promised Neverland, real quick.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Like if it's like if you know, you know, and then if you just see Miriam's art, like, oh, these are really, really pretty scenes. Let me watch what influenced her. And like, nah, fam, like this shit is rough.
Yeah. Trap. The whole trap.
You get entrapped, man. It's entrapment 101.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Exactly.
So
this whole show is a trap, actually. So it's like,
it's true. The show is a goddamn trap.
Look at this. I love the expressions that you capture too, Miriam. It's just beautiful. Again, just what made you want to do it in black and white? That's the first thing, because I know you kill it with color art and everything. Like your art and color kits it just blows stuff away. But you did these in black and white, which they look fantastic. Like I would just love to have these like as pieces up around the house and everything. So what made you want to do them in black and white?
So actually just like it's kind of more convenient reasons, like because like since right now it's like October, so there's a whole Instagram thing called Inktober where a lot of the artists they do like an ink drawing every single day, so it's kind of like a challenge for them. So yeah, I right now it's like the theme is like black and white, and but I kind of also like the whole, it's kind of like a manga type of style to it too. And I know like a lot of people like kind of they related Squid Game to like anime, so I was just like, oh, this is kind of like, I kind of realized it's kind of like, oh, it kind of looks like a manga type of thing too, and yeah, that's all it really is with the.
I love that you gave him stars right here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but also like you're right. Like Squid Game can come off as a manga or an anime, just like the way all the shit happens and the way they lead up to the scenes, and like when the shoes drop. Like you could just imagine them being splash pages, or when you turn the page, like or chapter ends or something, something like that. Like you can imagine a chapter ending when they get to red light, green light, and you see the girl, the animatronic girl in the end. It turns like, all right, wait till next month, and you get chapter 2. So yeah.
But like the way I got introduced to it was one of our friends, Zell, was like, hey, all those shows like High Rise Invasion and Darwin's Game that you introduced me to? Go watch this live action show. You're gonna love it. And I was like, all right. And like, oh man, like, so I get it. Like, this is one of those shows that easily gets the anime vibe and like the manga vibe of just like, oh shit, like this gets real so fast.
Right.
Yeah, I love this. And then I love the expressions that you capture because again, it definitely does capture the scene, but in a very manga comic form that you really
Right.
capture it. I love how you capture Gion and his daughter, and just her impression, like, dude, what the fuck is this?
Hashtag greatest dad ever.
I fucking love it. So let's dive deep into the topic of Squid Game because again, we've sat there, we've watched it, the show and all that. So I want to ask you guys and Miriam, having you on the show and everything, how did you guys feel about the games? And Miriam, since again, guest host today, we're gonna start with you. How did you feel about the games that they showcased in the
Um. Oh god, the games. Oh, it's just like kind of they have all these like childhood games that we kind of grew up with. Not all of it, but like I know some of it. It's just like made it so twisted and messed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like genius, like for them to do that. you know, I thought it was just like I think I love the one. Are we allowed to do spoilers? I'm gonna just
No, wait.
Sorry.
Before he does the thing, Tone, go right ahead.
Also,
Sorry.
okay.
So
Okay.
tonight we are talking the Netflix bombshell Squid Game. It was no longer number one, but it was number one for a number of weeks. We are here to talk about everything that happened in all of these episodes. Yes, episode 6 will be discussed because it broke everyone's hearts. It's as if there were onions all around us while we watched the show. It was kind of crazy. Get that onion out of here. I don't know what you're talking about, or if I'm allergic to cats. Anyway, we are here. The main character is a horrible dad. He cares about everybody else except his daughter. And it's true. It's true. And you know it. And you know it is true. I'm here for it. Let's talk about it. It's one of my like major forays into Korean television movies. And, you know, as we heard from the director of Parasite, once you get overall subtitle people here, it doesn't matter. But for the general public, once you get over the 1-inch words on the bottom of your screen, cinema opens up for everybody. And I think this show did that. I hope the show did that just to open up what's out there. So let's do it.
Let's do it. So Miriam, go ahead. Those games. Tell us which one was. Tell us which game you would fear to play if you put in that situation.
That's not hopscotch because that shit's all luck. Can't say hopscotch because that's a cop out because that's just luck.
Yeah, that glass.
The glass.
The glass one. No,
that terrified me.
That
And
was
it's
my
not because I think I'll die not just because like I picked the wrong glass. I think I'll die because I messed up by like jumping to the glass. Like I probably missed the glass like itself. So I'm like the type of person that I'm just gonna mess up because I have like a bad balance and stuff. So I'm just gonna mess up because of that stupid reason. I gotta say, people have pretty good. A lot of older players have pretty good balance. Like they're able to, hop on the glass. Like, so I won't be able to do that. Yeah.
That one I think was the hardest game. Like that's got to be like anyone's choice.
There's no strategy.
Yeah.
No,
there's none. There's no
like
there's no.
So, like, all right. So Cheyenne said the candy game, right? But as like, so there's levels to it because I feel like now that we know the trick,
the honeycomb.
So now that we know the trick, I feel like most of us can kind of get it, but that still is like bad work. It's like what that mouth do, you know what I mean? So it's like
it depends on the shape.
That too.
Honeycomb depends entirely on the shape because
I feel like square is probably the best bet,
and triangle.
Triangle.
Because square.
But although there were some people that did fuck up their triangles, so I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't. It's rough, man. Red light, green light. Honestly, might be the easiest game. Like, it's a good like, but other people like tripping over you, like all that. Oh, that. There's so it's so rough, and like from one because I've worked with kids my entire life. I've been a camp counselor forever. Like I'm thinking at all the games that I've played with my kids and going, oh my god, that's terrifying. Of like what like the possibilities, you know what I mean? Because obviously we're getting the sequel, and if you guys have watched what was the movie Escape Room? So Escape Room was another movie like where like, oh yeah, everyone's done escape rooms and they take it up a notch. And then like now they're I think they released the part 2 last year, like during the pandemic, as if we're not still in the pandemic. But like what do you do? Like how do you up that ante? Because like I'm sure there's 1,001 like childhood games, but at what point is it like, like you're just upping those stakes. You know what I mean?
For me, it's like everyone saw here Battle Royale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Battle Royale 1 was really great. It's a great movie for people to watch. Yes, I would be screwed in the candy game too. I would wreck it with my hands, or I would just get fucking hungry and be like, I'm just gonna eat the honeycomb. Fuck it. But no, Battle Royale 1 was really good. But it's like, how did they up the stakes in Battle Royale 2? And they were like, oh, we're gonna make it like a war, but it didn't carry over well. So that's the one thing I fear for the show. I mean, how do you guys feel? Like, would it be something that that show has reached its peak? Do you think that this is something again that they need to set a precedent where they're like, okay, how can we still create this danger but tell the story? And also too, it's only really two characters really that would be returning from this first season. So how do you tell other people's stories? So I mean, I want you guys to just deep dive into that. Like, how you think they would put off for the season 2? Miriam, I'm gonna toss it again at you.
Oh yeah, actually, I heard some like stuff from like hearing about podcasts and stuff about like the creator. Because intentionally the creator was just hoping just to make this one series, but then because of this whole like popularity, he kind of needs to do it now. He's like forced to in a way.
Cut the check.
Yeah. So but I heard that he's planning to like have other creators, like different creatives, come in to pitch like certain like ideas with him, because he needs a lot of help. Like he's like, I can't do this alone.
Right.
So that's another thing. And
it took him a while to like do the writing process.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's like, and also like the fact that it's like it has so much like eyes on it. People are just like like hungry for good content. You can't let them down. So. And I think also I think they mentioned like they might actually go like more towards like the insights of like different character stories rather than actually just maybe do like a sequel type of thing. So that'd be cool to see actually more of like Ilnam or like even the front man, like their backstories. Like he might delve into that. Or even how he started the Squid Game. Like that'd be pretty cool to see. I don't know, but I don't know how he's gonna do it. To be honest.
Tony, Law, you guys are tagged.
So I think with this, you got to go. I mean, my personal opinion would be go the Catching Fire route. So like, you can't just do another Squid Game and expect us to be, I mean, we'll watch it, especially if the games are fun, but you got to add another element to it. So like, Catching Fire did the Court of Quell, and then they really hyped up the rebellion aspects of the whole Hunger Games thing. So I think that's
very true.
That's the way we have to go with it. You got to really dive in. So like, as Miriam was saying, like, getting some information about the front man, getting some information about the originator, maybe even just doing his story, like doing maybe like a Godfather 2 and doing his story about growing up poor in his village, and then kind of what revelations in his mind got him to create this game, to give individuals all this money to get themselves out because they have nothing left. So maybe a go back in time thing. And then to Cheyenne's point, it's true. Also, it's the fact that like this man's opus. It's his entire life work. His blood, his sweat and tears, sold his computer. Like the story for him and him creating this and getting this out there is also just out there. So the idea of understanding that, yeah, I did this one thing to say I did it, it's my life's work, and then coming back and saying, hey, we need a season 2. It's awesome to hear him say, I need help. And not just be like, I got this and I'm gonna push out a season 2. It's like, nah, like I need help, and I need people around me. I need a team around me to push this to the next level. So, kudos to him for recognizing that, because that's also something professionals fall into, is that I can just double up on what my main work was, and sometimes it hits or it misses. And at least here he's using all of his resources. So,
right.
But yeah.
It's actually when he was making the whole Squid Game thing, like he actually lost some teeth, like I think 6 teeth. Because you're so stressed out.
Jesus Christ.
Oof,
that's pretty intense, I gotta say.
That's super intense.
Yeah.
I've seen the route in like a lot of like sequel horror movies and whatnot, where like the protagonist of the first doesn't live in the second one. And while I don't want to like see that, because I feel like there's got to be something more creative, I really don't know that I want to see, like, as much as I love Gihan, like I love him as a character, I don't know if I want to see him in the second season, because and I know we kind of talked about it in the green room, but like the ending wasn't like oh man. But he made the ending because he was like, oh snap, like I'm getting offered a season 2. Like he wanted like the solid project. And I understand more now why it felt a little disjointed, because it felt like a very solid, like if you ended it there, it would have been like kind of like Watchmen. Watchmen was a and people were like, we want more. It was like, nah, like hold that. So like for the second season, I agree with you guys. Like give me more backstory and then kind of hold off, like do like a Quentin Tarantino where you start at the end and then work your way backwards.
So for those of us who are joining us on Instagram Live, head over to the YouTube to watch the episode on YouTube because we are live on YouTube. But I would like to see this. Give me a season 2 where we have a whole new set of characters going through the game, learn a little bit more about the front man. And then at the very end, the winner of season 2 meets Gion. And you approach it where Gion's like, listen, you saw what they did. You want to help me take him down? I mean, something like that where he comes at the end, which leads into season 3 where it's like, oh, I'm interested now he's trying to get people who won this game to take down this organization, because like you saw there were years.
I was like, but I would rather, instead of going for the next winner, go for the past winners.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what would be season 3. It was him all season 2, and it'll be like a whole thing where it's like him going recruiting past winners. And then you ends like somewhere in mid season 3, he recruits the winner for season 2's game to try to take the organization. Now that to me, I mean, that's just how I would.
I also love like what they did with Gihan, like at the end, where because of what he went through, he didn't spend the money right away. Like he didn't want to do anything with it. He felt so guilty and had so many mixed emotions and conflicts within himself about that. So like with the second season, I want to explore, if we do get into like other winners, do other winners feel the same way as him? Because you're not going to get I want to take them down too. One, some of them probably well off, like just left and did their own thing, or some some just did
like the front man,
right? You know what I mean? So there's I feel like there's a lot of levels to it where like Gihan could be like, hey, you want to help me take him down? And then all of a sudden they're just like, no, matter of fact, I'm going to turn you back into these guys. You know what I mean? And because he thinks he's going to pull a fast one, he's like, no, because we saw it in the last episode where he's like, trying to be helpful. And they were like, hey, we can see you. Turn around, get your ass back on the plane. And it was like, oh, this is by scale and scope. Even when we saw the Americans come in or the international guys come in, we understood that it was bigger than that, but I don't think we fully grasped how deep and how big this goes. It kind of felt like if you guys watch Hostel, the first movie, and then Hostel, the second movie, you're like, oh, this is just a regular thing all around the world.
Yeah, it's Jeff Bezos is funding it. Let's just be honest. With Amazon money. But let's jump into everyone's the sweetest character I have to say in the whole show. The one that really pulled the heartstrings, especially in episode 6, Ali. Let's talk about fucking Ali. Oh my
man,
God.
Ali got did dirty.
Best boy.
Yes. Miriam, go ahead, take it away. Okay, we're gonna let you lead.
Oh man, no. Oh my god, he's so adorable. Oh, I love him so much. Man, everybody, he's such a goat. Like he's like the strongest character I think out of the show. He's just like so dedicated, loyal, good-hearted. Man, that episode 6 it's just so sad. Oh my.
Yeah, Tony texts me. He's like, "Wait till you get to episode 6." I'm like, "No, Ali."
Yeah, he's too trusting. Like I think that's what led him to his demise of that. He's just too loyal. I kind of do want to mention because there's a little politics that or like social commentary actually the director actually purposely put in, but because Ali's a Pakistani, so he actually I thought it was really interesting. He's like this only this other not non-Korean player and a character in the show. And also like they both like if you see his like lifestyle and how he went to the game, he actually wants to show like just how the migrant workers in Korea, so like people who are non-Koreans that come to Korea to work, how they're being abused and mistreated, taken advantage of. So like there's actually people like, you know, in the system, like in Korea, like similar to him, who are migrant workers, like that get abused daily, like him too. So it's kind of like cool too for him, like the director, to kind of shed light into these stories. So
And I love that the director showed it that it's not just isolated. When I saw Ali's story arc, I felt like, you know, it's just not isolated to Korea. It's like everywhere where you look, where migrant workers go over, and these are the conditions that they're living in, the conditions that they're forced to work in. Like even here, you see that, and then like people like, oh, like no, they're forced to, like, I'm sorry. Ali was just, his story arc was one of the many great story arcs, and you just love this character, and that's why when what went down in episode 6 happened to Ali, I think that's definitely what pulled a lot with the heartstrings with him and everything. And it was like, shit.
I mean, not for nothing, Ali hurt. I feel like Ali hurt the most.
Yeah,
but let's not shy away. Like that entire episode was rough to watch.
Yeah,
it was
For all of it, because
it was such a change up. Like everyone got together thinking, hey, I'm gonna get with the person who I trust the most, and we're gonna win together. Like, and it's like, no, you're gonna kill your person who you trust the most. So like you had that couple that you know, the husband and the wife, you know, you had Ali and you know, the other, I forgot his name, you know, using him because he even thought, I was like, oh, I'm gonna use Ali because Gi-young is like hit or miss sometimes, you know, like
Cho Sang-woo.
Yeah, Sang-woo, asshole, right? Like right. You know, so it was a twist. Like you had to listen to the announcer again when it was like, this is the game and you get to do whatever you want, and you play against your person, whoever gets your marbles wins, and you're like, wait, say that again? Can we run that back, please?
Yo, it was rough, because then you get the wave of realization, not only from the audience, and they did a really good job at like navigating their story through our gaze as well. So like we're piloted through a lot of their like reactions and a lot of their like, you know, and you know, honest reactions and interpretations of what expectations. So like as we go forward, we're just like, oh yeah, like they're gonna team up, we'll be fine. And then like we're all just like, oh no. And you're seeing it on their faces. Like you see their hearts drop when they have to like turn against each other for the most part. When the girls went and they were like, we're gonna kill all this time, tell each other as much as and they kept like you hear kept going like, when we get out of here, I'll have to show you this. And I'm just like, oh, stop. It's so rough. Don't do it. But and like you can see like the stubbornness of like why a lot of people are the way they are. Like, you know, especially going in there, you don't want to form attachments because I don't think in any situation there would have been a case that more than 2 people would have won. Maybe 2 people, you know, is more likely, but more than 2 people, I didn't think that was going to happen. Like as it kept progressing, I was like, they're going to start pitting people against each other. And then sure enough, that happened. And I was just like, it was
already foreshadowed with the bonus game in the night and when everyone went to sleep. When after the whole thing with the food, and they were like, we purposely gave you a little bit of food. Like the guy told the doctor,
well, no, that gave you a little bit of food. That part I get. It was more of like there's no alliances. You know what I mean? Like they're like, even if Ali formed with Gi-hun, like, and had that alliance, they were going to like you said with the food. But like even more so, like the games themselves were not designed for more than 2 people to win, unless you try to outsmart the game.
I think it was always designed for one person, because when you looked at hopscotch on the glass, like it was luck in the number, and it would have probably been 3 of them at the
No.
end, but what was it? Sai was injured, and
Yeah.
pretty much she was dying from her injuries. And Song Woo decided to take it upon himself, like, you know what, I'm just gonna fuck
Finish
it.
his job. Yo,
But
that
Yeah.
was
Oh,
But let's go back to episode 6, because episode 6 I think is the biggest talking point. And with the girls, Sai and G, they like Ed and Jiyoung, who we got to meet in the tug of war episode.
mhm.
It was like, and Sai Bayuk was not, she wasn't opening up to everyone, and this was like someone she bonded within this whole episode, and just to come down with that. And yes, Miriam did fan art of that. So Miriam, I'm gonna tag you in for that. Like, how did you feel about those characters, that whole connection and everything, just how that arc played?
Being female myself, oh man, like it hit me hard because in terms of like this was like a friendship, or people like speculate, oh, this could be also like maybe like a romance type of thing, but like it's still like how it's formed, and it's very like genuine, it's just like it's started with this curiosity, and they bonded through like just sharing their own stories about their life, and I thought that was a beautiful way for them to just like show their like who these characters were, and we didn't even know much about it, but then once they were sharing it, it's just like, whoa, like they're such so broken people, and it makes sense why like how they are the way they are, and I alluded to like one of the fan arts, so the girl, what's her name, Jiyoung, right? So
Yep.
she's like praying, like when one of the religious dude, like he was like being super annoying, he's oh, like God's gonna like condemn us or whatever, like he's just going crazy, right? And she's like praying for him to shut up, to shut the F up, like he's really annoying. But like for her, it's like a trigger for her because she has as you get to know her story, you find out that her dad was a pastor also, who's a religious man, who was also but a hypocrite in terms of like he was a total asshole, and also you kind of see a little glimpses like hinted that he might have sexually abused her too. So even with that, like you kind of know like, wow, like she went through a lot, and also like even actually the show alludes a lot to like the religious hypocrisy, not only like just in general, but like actually in Korea there's a whole like cult there too, so I think the director was also like was kind of like alluding that too, I think too. But like it's just seeing that and like, her reactions of why she's doing that, and even for Sebuk, so it's like the North Korean defector, like her story too, and like that was intense too because you get to also see the story of like North Korea, because like I don't think a lot of people know, if you don't really know much about Korea, there's like we're actually separated from like North Korea and South Korea, so it's like very separate, and you hear a lot of different like because North Korea is actually in dictatorship. So you have stories where people from North Korea would try to migrate to, or like like find refuge in South Korea. So Sebuk was actually part of like she's like the North Korean defector. Like she actually tried to find refuge in South Korea, and that's where they're at right now. So like just seeing like their stories like come out, and it's like, oh man, like it's so beautiful and so sad at the same time, and it kind of makes sense also why the girl like I'm so bad with the name, sorry.
Ji-young.
Yeah, Chi-young, right? Like she was willing to just sacrifice herself because like yeah, like in a way she had nothing to live for, and that's part of even with her personality too. Like one thing she went through, like literally nothing,
Yeah,
so
it was, you can see the pain, and the actress Lee Yoo-mi, she captured like that pain in the character's eyes and everything, emotions, the way she just dropped the marble. Tony Law, I'm tagging you guys in. Here we go.
I think the show did a really good job with showing not everyone in there was a villain. Like, a lot of people come from different like spots and hard patches, and they literally just can't find a break and catch a break. And it just compiles and compiles and compiles. And the game system itself is, while it seems like a mercy, was it? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where later on we see, they get to leave and they get to like go out and see how hard their world really is, and they come back, but it's manipulating that fine line of like people who just need help. You know what I mean? Granted, a lot of them got themselves into the situation, but like we don't know a lot of their circumstances. We only got a glimpse of a lot of their circumstances of how they got there and why they're there. You know what I mean? And I think the show does a really, really good job at humanizing people that outside of this show we would otherwise look at like criminals or just bad people in general. You know what I mean? And like in a lot of the instances we see, Sang-woo, greatest villain of them all, but it was so much circumstances behind it. You know what I mean? Like why he's a villain because he has so much thing. Like it's villainy out of necessity for him. With Ali was just a dude who wanted to like take care of his family. He's not a villain, you know what I mean? And like they put everyone in the same bunch and then kind of like put them all together like as if they were, clean slate, everyone's on the same page. But it's our job as like the viewer to understand like not all of them are that, and there's levels to it. Because even if to some degree some people deserved whatever or didn't deserve whatever the case is, the real villains are the game hosts, the front man, and all the like people who are involved with Squid Game, not necessarily the people who are participating.
I disagree. I think human nature was the real villain in here. That's what I'm going to say about that, because this definitely showed human nature.
The manipulation of human nature by the people who
it still leads back. Human nature was still the central thing there. The people who ran it was their human nature. They were rich. They were bored. They wanted to do a game, and they pitted people against each other who are in extreme, difficult circumstances. Those people who are good people probably in their normal day in lives, like Sang-woo, who went through extraordinary situations. You see him go from being a good person to becoming a villain in there. So it's like, and yeah, I agree with you saying capitalism was the villain in this too. Yeah. So that's the other thing. But I want Tony to tackle these two characters. I'm going to tag you in for this one, Tony. It's me, Neo, and Dak-soo, the gangster, and the young lady in the series. Please tackle them, Tony. Come on.
So I've been going down a little bit of the TikTok hole and a little bit of reading, and like apparently the subtitles and the English dub did not do her justice.
Yep.
Apparently one of the things that the show portrays her to be, for lack of a better term, a woman of the night, a woman who's trying to kind of use her body to get ahead and everything, and whatever you gotta do, what you gotta do. But there are people who talked about that the actual Korean translation, when they listen to it in Korean, is talking about, there's a little bit about her backstory that you don't get from the translation, which is they talk about her not being able to go to better schools and get a better upbringing in life because of her situation, which is what leads her up to here. And we don't get that information. We get like a lot of everyone else's information as to why, like, Sang-woo was like praised to be the genius of the town and was just a shitty businessman. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. Like, but we get everyone's backstory. We don't get hers though. We just assume who she is based on the character we see, when there's really is a backstory that because she didn't get certain opportunities, she's where she's at. So the other guy, he was a jackass who used her. I mean, he's a good villain. He was a good, like, on the book villain.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he played who his character was, and like you really saw that in him when the night scene happens, when he's rallying up his whole crew to kill everybody, and him getting all the information from the doctor, and like, all right, we're gonna get all the men and we're gonna win tug of war off of brute strength. So like all of like his typical villainy made sense, and he played that character well, and his ending also worked because she told him when they slept together that if you betray me, I'm gonna kill you, and it happened. Like, it paid off in the end, and it paid off in the best way possible, of her grappling onto this man and suplexing him into oblivion. Like,
and they gave context. They were like, this pane glass should be able to hold two people. So even if if they were right, she was like, all right, cool, but I'm still gonna kill you. Like, if they would have landed on the right one, she was like, nah, I'm still gonna kill you.
Yeah, I'm either gonna push you or whatever, but I'm gonna take you out. So like, I think what we got from the two characters was great. It was just interesting to hear, and I guess that really happens with anything that's translated into into foreign films. Like people who know the native language are going to be able to get
What's going on, George?
more than folks like us who are, well, at least I know for the three of us, right? Like who don't know Korean, can't read it, can't do any of that. We're just going based off the subtitle, off the subtitles or off the English dub, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, that's
so. And I think that's also fun too, just because there's just some nuances in languages that you just cannot translate to English because English is so goddamn hard, annoying. But just to touch back on a little bit of the other piece they were talking about, I like what Cheyenne said in regards to capitalism, because, like, yes, human nature is to play, but what I liked about this game versus some of the other apocalyptic games like Battle Royale or Hunger Games, there isn't a way out. Like, you have to do this. Like in Hunger Games, you're chosen, you have to kill these people. In Battle Royale, you're unlucky enough to be in that school and you go down that school bus and they take you, you got to participate. Otherwise, the bomb's going to go off, right? Like you have to do these things. Here, it's like more than 50% of the participants want to get out. They get a chance to get out. And they show it, and they're so confident that these people in the situations they're in real life, because they don't have a chance based off whatever circumstances they are in, they are going to come back. What's up, Pastor? That they come back. And so the human nature's there is like, what are we going to do? It's like the devil you know and the devil you know and the devil you don't. The devil I know is that me working whatever job, paying whatever bills, isn't going to get me out of this. The devil I don't know is this game where either I'm going to die or I'm going to become a millionaire and I can take care of everything. Right? Like if you take a bunch of millennials with student debt and you're like, go play this fucking game and we'll pay off your student debt and we'll help you get a house and take care of everything. You're going to tell me that none of them are going to do it?
Right.
Don't give Bezos ideas.
I mean, like...
It's going to be streamed on Amazon Prime.
You can have Squid Game USA right now, and it'll be like 2008. 2008, the financial crisis in Wall Street. You take all those Wall Street dudes with MBAs and be like, listen, your school, you got to pay off your school loans. I got a plan for you. It's to go kill each other, and the last one makes it and gets a job at a firm. Tell me they ain't going to fucking do it. They're going to do it.
To be fair, half of them are like, if this doesn't kill me, that will kill me. So whatever, I'm gonna die anyways. You know what I mean? Like, so they're not even really as worried about the outcome so much as like they'll take their chances because that's better odds for them.
I want you to bring up Charlie's comment, Law, because I'm gonna let this lean into the next thing. So yes, Charlie, I do agree. More than half of them, but we had a ringer in this game who I think manipulated that situation for them to go back in. And Miriam, I think I know who I'm talking about, who ended up being the secret villain in the game.
Really quick, before we go. To that point, that Charlie point, and going back to your point, Seabass, human nature. What was the caveat though? If you got out, all the money from the dead people would go to the dead flamers, and you wouldn't get shit. And human nature, selfishness was like, what?
Yes, and that's why I said they were manipulated.
So
there was no way.
Even that scene where they're like, "Hey, we can have this vote, but let's show you the piggy bank."
It's right. Let's go. So Miriam, lead in with Nam. Please lead in with our favorite old man. The old man that we don't want as a grandpa.
He gave us the Andrew Ryan. Would you kindly?
Oh man, I don't know what to say. I just think, oh man, this like
it was so great.
I hate him. Like in the beginning, like I was like, I get why he's the way he is. I mean, I like the way. Oh man, like. I feel like I got trolled like the whole entire time we were like watching the show. Like the ending when it dropped, oh, I'm the mastermind of this whole entire game. I'm just like, what the like? And then you're kind of like reflecting back and realizing, oh my gosh, this whole thing makes sense. Like actually, if you go rewatch the whole series, like you'll see how like the old guy was like playing the game, like he was enjoying himself. And I think, I hate him, but I understand his character, like why he is the way he is. And what frustrated me more is like how you go through all these emotional journeys. Everyone has this backstory. They have all these struggles and like, and this dude, he's just doing it because I'm just bored, like, and as we talk about the human nature, right? Anyways. Yay! I think that's why you talk about the human nature. It's like it's just so selfish in a weird, odd way. In the end of the day, right? And he has all the money in the world, but he chose to do this like game, which I thought was pretty interesting too, because in a way, like he was actually even challenging the human nature too. As we do, as he was dying with well, oh my god, I can't even think Gion, right?
Yes.
He was like asking, hey, like, is someone gonna save this homeless guy from dying in the cold, right? He made a bet on that, and thankfully someone actually saved the old dude, the homeless guy. But it's an interesting way. I think Squid Game, like itself, it was like this commentary of like the human nature, right? And that's what the old man was trying to figure out, like what is like the human nature. I think too. At the same time, I hate him. Like, oh god. But he's such a brilliant. I think he's a brilliant villain. Like it's just so different, very wise at the same time. I thought it's interesting how someone might kind of mention like Squid Game is kind of like Willy Wonka, just like a messed up Willy Wonka, where like
oh my god, yes.
Right?
Oh my god.
Yes. I love that.
Right, like, but everything he created was his whole fantasy of like his also like what he envisioned as a kid and what he wanted to relive all of that. Yeah. So it's kind of in a way sad in a way as you see as a character too. Like he just want to relive his his youthful days as just like a human being. It's just a person. It's like a weird way, like an inner child type of character,
I love the character, and congratulations to the actor who did this, because man, he knocked his role out the park. It was just one of those holy that like there are very few moments in cinema that did that. And it's like I remember it did that with I almost used the controller when the old man was revealed to be the villain. Like what the
facts.
But what's great is that
Tony,
it's like
go ahead.
What's great is that it makes sense. Like it wasn't just like out of nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Saw with Jigsaw just being the dead body, like the shock factor. I'm like, why the fuck is he there? And you get the song, which is one of my favorite parts, and so is the song and him explaining it, the voiceover. But here with him, it's like game one. Why the fuck was this old man smiling, walking up? Like you're watching it, and we're watching like, oh shit, all these people are taken out, and you're like, why is this? You think the old man is being senile, right? He's just having this moment and you're like, no. He was just having a good time. Mm-hmm. And then when he does the honeycomb game and he's like, oh well, you showed me how to win, so maybe that had to do with maybe like he had a moment. Tug of War went immediately back to his childhood, like immediately. The marbles game, when he kept going back and forth, like this is my neighborhood, this is my neighborhood, this is my neighborhood, and either he was having an episode where he was having some amnesia because of the tumor, or it was just how he was playing it up, like, and you don't see him die. That was the kicker in episode 6, and it wasn't one of the things. It was one of those things where like you don't see the body, you don't know they're dead, or it was like we're just not going to watch them shoot an old man in the head. Like those are the two caveats that me and my wife had. Was we didn't see his body, so he's alive, or it's kind of like the way the episode played. It made sense for them to pan out and for us to hear the gunshot because how they directed the episode. It was like we don't need to see him die because that whole back and forth conversation between the two of them was gut wrenching and sad enough because Gyeong was betraying his friend.
Yeah.
Right? Did anybody,
so, and they emphasized enough with the other characters' deaths that was a finale kind of thing. Like there wasn't a back door, essentially. Yeah.
Did anybody notice this though? Because there's some YouTube commentary on this, some videos that have been out where you could see like they kind of give it away in certain scenes with the old man that they were like in Tug of War, he really wasn't chained to the rope. And when he was playing what was it, red light, green light, when the machine was this camera scans, they're like, look at the bodies that are around him. It's like he's not getting lit up like the other people around him. And that Marbles was actually going to be his way out, because remember in Marbles, Miriam Yoo, no one chose her. So I think that they were playing that where no one was going to choose an old man to play with them, but he ended up getting chosen by Gyeong, because again, this is explaining Gyeong's nature. And then the fact is that I think he was always going to let Gyeong win so that he can get his exit out the game, because the next game was hopscotch and he wasn't going to play fucking hopscotch. He was not playing that fucking game. He's like, nah, I'm out, fam. That's it. This is my last game.
I
But
mean,
did anybody else pick those? Like, did you go even rewatch it? Did anybody else pick up those signs?
they did a lot of Easter egg signs. So I don't know if you guys noticed this. When the room that they all
Yeah.
stayed in kept getting smaller,
The
you
games.
see all the games on the wall, and I was like, "Yo!" Like they do so many things in this show, like that. They're not like here. If you miss it, they do it so subtly. Of like, all right, when you go back and you look at it, it's gonna be right there plain as day. But because you're so engrossed in the story, in the characters, it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. And it's not something that you purposely are thinking to look at either, because it's not meant to be something to be for the first time viewer watching it. It's meant, like, if you catch it, cool, but it's meant for people who do like and appreciate cinema and appreciate, like, great storytelling, to be like, holy shit, how did they pull that over our eyes the entire time? I always say, like, the best way to hide something for someone who's always looking for something is to just hide it in plain sight. And that's what they did,
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
it doubled down on like what the Squid Game showrunners were trying, the game runners, not the showrunners, the game runners were trying to do, because they were really adamant about being like, this is a fair game and we're not going to do anything to mess up the integrity of the game, and it was like literally all the information for what you needed was there. You just weren't looking for it because of the circumstances. They're like, we're going to give you all the fucking clues. You can know exactly what game is happening, whether you're going to pass. It's like one of those things, like people are going to win this game, people are going to lose this game, and you can have all the information in the world that we provide you, and you can do with it what you will. So it was really, it's just like crazy how long the creator thought of this and how long it was passed up for us to get something,
This fucking good.
And it's just so good.
And then even with the I'll finish up real fast, but even with the reveal of Ilnam, like, as the villain, it solidified that sense of like, you're still in a hopeless position. You know what I mean? Because that hurt the most. Where he got there and he's like realizing what happened, that he thought he killed his best friend in the game and all this stuff. And he's like, let's play another game. He knows he's got minutes to live. And he's like, fuck it. Let's play another game. And then not only are we going to play another game, I'm going to tell you about, like, whatever. And it's all these things of just like, he's a great villain, but also, like, the storytelling leading up to that was amazing. Because if we never got that reveal, I think it would still be just as powerful. But the fact that they did it made us all go, oh no. Because now we look at the entire series differently. It gave us a whole new lens, rather than if we would have caught it. Let's say we would have caught it when he was supposed to pick up that mask and join the other guys. It would have felt different, right? But the way they did it, where they waited to like the last episode and was like, here, we in that moment with Gihan, we're just like, you motherfucker, like, you fucking betrayed us. Like, wow, fam.
Well,
you know what I mean?
here's the thing that we don't that will be interesting to see. Ilnam playing a game of chess with Jigsaw. Anyway, Miriam,
That'd be pretty cool.
please. Oh yeah, there we go. I like to play a game. Okay, mistakes.
Okay.
So Miriam, I want you to lead in with this one. So we haven't touched on him yet because again, this was another character who had a story that was going on in Squid Game, was Hwang Jun-ho, who is the super cop in the series.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So please go into detail about who, and especially with the fact that reveal with the front man and everybody on Instagram Live, join us on YouTube and the Nerds Around. So go ahead, please.
Okay. Well, actually, he wasn't really like my favorite character, for honest, but I mean, he was a total badass. Like, wow, like
he played the perfect game of imposter. Let's be real.
Did like I was like, he's a cop, but he's like doing all these like secretive moves, kind of like Metal Gear Solid type of thing. I was like, what, like doing ninja moves, and like he was just like, I was like, oh my god, what, like, but yeah, I thought it was like he's a cool character. Like he was trying to find his lost brother. And like they weren't able to contact him for a while. So he's like he saw some clues with seeing Gihan and like the Squid Game. So he ended up like investigating more with that, and he snuck in to the actual like ship where everyone was in, and went to the island, and he dressed himself as part of the people call him I know they kind of like pink or red or something. People are like debating what the soldiers, like the henchmen, were, but actually if you kind of want to mention too, like in the actual soundtrack, they're called the pink soldiers, so apparently they're pink. The pink suits, I guess.
I thought they were pink. I didn't think.
Yeah, there's a whole debate about that. Yeah, is it pink? Is it red? Is it magenta?
It's the pinkies. They're coming.
Yeah.
Oh, he plays Storm Shadow?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. See, I don't know much about him, but yeah, and he I think it's pretty cool. Like he actually dressed himself as part of the soldiers, and you're able to actually see even the perspective of like this like different side of the game, where like these are also these soldiers. They're also part of that game too. Like they're also not like you thought they were part of, like they're in control, and they're actually not. They're actually like I guess Ilnam, right? And even the frogman, they're actually have more power against them too. So I actually kind of just mentioning it too. It'd be kind of cool to actually see more of their backstory. Like where are these people coming from? You even have like even some of the characters, like one of the pink soldiers was like actually a young guy. That was pretty interesting too, to see if you have like really young people be part of this whole like system of this too. So but yeah, like he's there too. And I know he was looking for his brother, and then it was actually pretty interesting. He was actually like looking into the records of the Squid Game, and you see the records like just like it's actually interesting because they even hinted with like this Squid Game for the year of the Squid Game, like the number one and Ilnam is number one. It's actually omitted in the records too, so a little clues there too. But yeah, he was looking for his brother, and when you find out later on, like when you confronted their front man, it was just like that was his brother, and he was the one that orchestrated a lot.
Did anyone expect that?
I didn't expect the front man to be his brother.
As we got closer, I started thinking about it. I was like, oh, this is bro. Just because like he got into the office and he found out who his brother was, and his brother won. I think it was like a 90 something, and his brother's missing. So it would.
What I think what threw me off though was his brother was living. I thought his brother was living at a dorm.
His brother.
So in my head, I thought his brother was younger.
I thought his brother was the first guy that got shot in the game.
The first person.
And that's not the first soldier. I thought it was the first guy playing red light, green light. The guy
yes.
I thought that was his brother.
Yes, that was. I did think that at first because I thought that was a really. That was a really good,
see, it was like a twisted version of Hostile.
I definitely thought it was him who got shot first, and then they were like, no. And then as we got closer, and they were like, well, the kidney and the missing kidney happened to be the girl that they killed, and they're reading down all the stuff, and you find that his brother won in the 90s, and so it was just like, is his brother front man? Because like this storyline of his brother is going to be tied up.
Yeah.
And and like how many characters are there? Because we're getting enough backstory from the rest of the main cast where none of them have said I have a brother in the police. So who else haven't we heard from? And so we kind of like through process of elimination, it got closer and closer to it being the front man. It was still a good reveal, and the fact that he still shot his brother in the shoulder, by the way, in the shoulder, didn't shoot him in the chest. So we don't know. We don't know if he's dead. He may be a character that might come back.
Yeah. I really hope because like that was one of the big things I saw was like, oh, he got shot in the shoulder.
That's all cool, Jack.
That is a rough like. Hold on.
That's all good. Don't worry. Thank you for joining us.
It just validates law.
It validates me. It's all good. But yeah, I was really hoping because I loved his character more so because of like how like his drive was completely separate from everyone else's. Like you saw how dedicated your man's was when he was just like taking masks, doing this. Like he has to lie. He's fucking trying to take as much. Like he has a Ziploc bag over it. Like he's doing like the absolute most. And I'm like, bro, you're gonna get caught. Like you're playing it way too close. Your man's going out there and just being. I was like, this is just not the move, kid. Like, what are we doing? So like when he died, I was like, oh, I hope one that the text that he sent out got received and all that other stuff.
I don't think it did. I think it got into something.
I don't know. So I don't think, and maybe I could be wrong, but like I would imagine they picked that location because it's a very remote location, so it'd be hard to get signal anyways. But again, we saw it's hard, really hard, but not impossible. So I don't know if they would go that far to put scramblers on the thing, because I don't think anyone's gotten that far to do that. There'll probably be something because of that in the future. They'll do it, but like it was such a good like cat and mouse game. Like within this whole show, you have a subplot that's that good, and that like you're trying to figure out what's going to happen next with him. So like if he does come back, I would imagine he's severely injured, because that's a fucking drop and a half in rough waters, rough cliffs. Who knows what happens? And if he did survive, it was probably because of his brother, not because he shot him, but his brother picked him up and intercepted him later. So I guarantee his brother was like, "Yo, this is what it is. I'll fill you in on the details, but like, you can either come with me or I can let you go, but you can never show your face again. Like literally, you're gonna have to like plastic surgery and just like you be out. You know what I mean?" So,
want to give a shout out to Technogodcast in the comments right now. Yes, I think we touched up on the ending list, so you want to make that. But before we do that, there's just a couple of announcements too. I'll just go with some announcements. So I do want to apologize, guys, because we haven't dropped any creative series in the past few weeks. We've been going through a lot of technical issues in the background. So we have 2 that we're pushing to come out this week. And also too, while you guys are joining us right now, again, Miriam Yoo, just to let you guys know, she has done this great Squid Game art. So please follow her. Her links are in her accounts are in the description. So please definitely follow her. And you can also check her out on the creative series, because we did a creative series featuring Miriam and talking about her art style and everything. But look at these fantastic pieces. But yeah, how did we all feel about the ending? Miriam, I'm going to tag you in. You're below me. So how did you feel about the ending? Let's close out with the ending.
Okay, ending. It was like love and hate, but I think they ended it the way it should be. It was kind of sad that Gi-hyun had, he kind of like left his daughter and just to like, hey, like I'm going back to the game, like I gotta like, like tackle the boss again. But like, I think everything was just like it made sense, and even to know like Ilnam is like the whole mastermind of everything. I think it's just like wrapped everything well together. I just love and hate it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very bittersweet ending.
Yeah, bittersweet.
Tony.
Oh wait,
I was like, well,
all
right. So everything that Young did, like getting Byuk's brother out and setting him up with his friend's mom and all that, like I thought that was great, and leaving her with like a suitcase full of money to pay off the debts. Awesome. You see it through. I don't understand the red hair. I think there's some reasons to it. I don't know if he wanted to be a part of JoJo or something. I have no idea of what the red hair was for, but whatever. Maybe it was a glow up because his daughter saw him in like a different light. I don't know. I'm here for whatever, man.
Maybe.
I hated the fact that he just decided to not see his daughter, because he got into this mess to become the type of person to provide for his child. And then I loved that he caught on the next round of candidates for the game showing up, because I had a feeling like he was going through the terminal. I'm like, he's gonna catch it, and I'm just waiting for it. Just wait, and then you just hear the slaps. I'm like, there we are. There we go. Where's the next season? Right. So they tied it up. They brought it back. Because it's an endless cycle, because you've got all the VIPs still funding it. It doesn't end with Inam dying. It's going to continue going on, and we're going to see what season 2 will bring, if we get a history lesson or if they try to destroy it from the outside in or whatever. So I enjoyed the ending, aside from the fact that he still sucks as a dad.
Law, take it away.
That's kind of my consensus too. Like I'm here for the ending in the sense that he wrapped up the details with her brother, and then gave her brother a home with Sang-woo's mom, who just lost a son. So like that kind of idea of like, at least in that sense, I was like, that's a solid, but like when you You're wrong. You know you're wrong for that. Yo, what's going on, Joe? Wow. So like, I figured he'd be concerned about the game. Like he would want to stop it, but I feel like he hasn't. Like that's a lot of money. I did the math. It's like you're a billionaire or something like that. Like you're good, bro. Like you have enough money that you can kind of just like, I know all eyes are watching you, but that kind of money can buy you the resources to look into them and to investigate them. Like not do it yourself. You are a guy who, like, by extreme circumstances, won a very, very messed up game. Like, and you were doing this for your daughter, and like you just like bounce. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure this doesn't happen again." Wow,
Joe coming in hot. Joe coming in hot. So funny thing. So about the amount of money, how many of us here, when we first heard the grand total, asked our phone assistant what the correlation was in US dollars? Because I sure as fuck did.
Yeah, that's why I know. Like it's like
like when they first did it, we're like, okay, that's a lot and like I need to know. I need to know what that is in USD. So wait, hey Google, what is this?
So wait, I'm gonna ask you all, and we'll start with you, Miriam, because I'll put you on the spot first.
Oh gosh,
it's all up. Who if we got approached to play a game with someone that's going to slap the shit out of us and then offer us an opportunity to go play a game to make some money, how would you take the opportunity?
If it was calling you, hell's yeah. Yeah, hell's yeah, it's calling
the
you.
slap game?
No, but honestly, yeah, I think I will. I'm like, yeah, I want money. Like, why not? Like, you know, like whatever for that amount of money, like I'll do it. You know, not a big deal.
Law?
It's in the millions in USD. Guilty. $5.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Wait, after I get my slap back.
Listen, Joe, it's the game, man. I'm sorry.
Listen, if it's just the slaps, I'll take those slaps to the bank.
Like,
you know,
it's no.
Yeah. Would I play Squid Game? No.
Who on this panel would you not want to be with in a game of marbles? No. Oh my god.
I'd rather just be with a stranger so I don't feel guilty.
It's true. Like,
this is beautiful.
It's like
I hate that, man. You go attached and then just
yes, inflation sucks.
Listen, Joe. We're all from the Bronx. We all played slap boxing, you know. We all played the game.
Oh my god!
If anybody hasn't seen the video, I'm gonna let you all know there is a video that was of Jason Momoa. You remember that game that you slap the hand?
Oh yeah.
So someone decided outside of a bar that they bumped into Jason Momoa that they were gonna play him in that game, and then you hear Jason Momoa after the guy missed to slap his hand. He goes, "Oh, you fucked up now." Slaps the shit out of this guy's hands. He's like, oh, it's fucking hilarious. So whenever you get a chance,
I've met Jason Momoa in person, and like I know guys who are 6'4", and 6'4" seems really big. I'm 6'1" for context, so like 6'4" shouldn't be that big, but it's not the fact that he's like tall big. He's massive. Like he's a house. Your man's is like a solid like. Yo, for real, like even when he was like not Khal Drogo size, Miz is still.
Oh yeah, he was Aquaman size. He went from Khal Drogo size to Aquaman.
Your man's is still massive. Like I'm not doing it, Chief. Sorry.
Yeah, listen. So the Squid Game, I would not participate in the Squid Games.
Man. I'm good.
You know,
not on hopscotch.
I got better odds playing Sword Art Online. Like
I'd rather just spend my money playing the lotto and not hitting, you know?
Like, I'm good.
You know,
a dollar and a dream, you live. But no, I want to thank everyone who's watched. I want to thank Miriam for being with us. Yes, so not Stargate, Atlantis, Jason. No, he was tiny in Stargate. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was tiny in Stargate. But I want to thank you for coming on, Miriam, sharing your artwork with us, talk about Squid Game. Guys, please follow Miriam, check out her artwork, support her artwork, support everything that she does. Miriam is awesome, kills it all the time.
You're on Twitch, right? Are you on Twitch?
I kind of there's like a hiatus right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Mhm.
like, aren't you on Twitch too?
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, guys, check out the creative series. It's in the description and the link. I put the link there so you can go back, watch the creative series that we did featuring Miriam earlier in the year. And again, Miriam, we thank you for coming on, talking with us, Squid Game. This has been your boy Sebastian.
It's your boy Law.
Anybody, Tone from across the hall.
Night,
Now let's
everybody.
play that beautiful bean music. Here we go.